I didn't know that I was pregnant when you left. I only found out weeks after you'd been deployed.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate that. Sorry you had to go through all that alone.
Don't be sorry about it. You didn't do it on purpose. And it's like you said this morning, I mean, you were a different man in a different life.
When you found out, did you try to contact him?
I didn't feel right putting it in a letter, and I couldn't email or call because Drew was classified, and I wasn't his family.
But you were pregnant with my son.
And in fairness, I didn't tell your superiors that I was pregnant. It didn't seem right that they should know before you. Oh no, and then Oscar was born. And after that, it just seemed like the most important thing was to make sure that he was loved and cared for and protected. And so, I don't know, I had a lot going on. I had to finish my internship and then my residency and then my specialization, and it just seemed like for a long time there was a lot of life that I had to deal with. And I started even questioning whether it was right, if it was fair that I dropped this bombshell on you. I mean, the Drew Cain that I knew, he was so dedicated to the SEALs. He didn't talk about what he was gonna do after. He'd been deployed on so many classified missions, and You told me once that it wasn't fair to ask someone to wait for you. So I asked myself if you'd even welcome the news of a child with a woman that you'd only known for a few months. I don't know, I thought maybe it was better for Oscar not to know, especially if you didn't want anything to do with him.
And the only way to get an answer to those questions would be if you were able to ask me.
I know. And one Christmas morning, it was after we'd opened the presents and Oscar had fallen asleep on the floor. He was just so excited that he stayed up all night. And in that moment, I realized I was robbing you of all the moments. So I contacted the Navy.
When was that?
In 2013. And they told me you deserted.
The traitor was in Port Charles. Faison came here to eliminate him, right?
I think so, but I don't think he was able to.
Why?
My father was too agitated, frustrated. If he had killed the traitor, resolved the situation, he would have been much calmer.
Okay, I need you to tell me something, okay? I need you to tell me everything Faison did before he left.
He got a call yesterday, and all of a sudden, he went into overdrive.
Right.
All of a sudden, it was like there was a ticking clock. He was on the phone half the night. He left this morning, came back in a foul mood. He said we had to go, and that's when I told him I couldn't, that I was done running.
What's this?
I didn't desert.
I know that now. But at the time, I didn't know. I didn't know what to think. I mean, I'd only known you for a short amount of time, and I thought, well, maybe I missed something. Maybe there was some dark side about you that I didn't know. And I should protect Oscar. I am sorry.
Given what you knew, sounds like you did the best thing.
I tried. Now that I know about you, and you know that Oscar is your son, it's up to you to decide what happens next.
This is really happening right now.
What do you know about this?
PK Sinclair was the pen name my father used when he was writing. He did a whole series of books back in the 80s about a spy named Daphne.
Why would he torch his own book?
I don't know anything about that manuscript, but I don't think he wrote it. It just showed up.
What does that even mean? It just showed up. How? Delivery? Was it emailed? What?
However it got here, it badly shook my father like I have never seen before. The last thing he did before he left was threw it in the fireplace to burn.
What about this book would make Faison so nervous?